What's up, y'all? We back. Like I sat there and said in the last video, there's some certain things we need to sit here and talk about. Like I said, with the infrastructure bill that's about to sit here and get passed soon, you need to sit here and start preparing yourself, have yourself in the right positions. You can also sit here and look at my prior videos that I sat here and made in the past to sit here and give you somewhat of a outlook on what's about to sit here and happen once all the money starts to move. As you know, X, the company Ripple and their product XRP is about to be the one moving all the money on the planet. Well, let's just sit here and say most of the money on the planet, but let's just sit here and say all because the big financial institutions and the banks about to be using them. As you know, Stellar Lumens, XLM, they're more or less for the average person. So, they're going to be handling them and they got their partners. But just just double back, do your research. I sat here and covered a good chunk of it. Might not have every single little thing, but I have enough to sit here and show who they're partnered with. And you can sit here and say the only thing I didn't do is sat here and showed you how much money that company that they're with is moving. But you see what Visa is doing with cryptocurrency. You see what MasterCard is doing with cryptocurrency. You see what American Express is sitting here doing with the cryptocurrency. Those are the things that I all covered. And then on top of that, you don't even have to look at just me. You could go to other people's um, content that they made on YouTube or any social media that you choose to. I'm just one out of the many. It ain't a bunch of us that's sitting here telling the truth or that's showing it, but there's a good chunk of us that's sitting here and that's showing you the proof, showing you the article from the main page, telling you who they're partnered with. I feel like that shouldn't be that hard to sit here and understand, but some people it is. Most people they're not going to get it. Some people, hey, they thank me for sitting here and telling them the information, but just go back and remember why you're in XRP, why you're in XLM. I'm also in XDC. They're doing a little bit of tokenization also, and then Sologenic, Solo, they work with XRP, and they're doing tokenization with the stocks, bonds, the treasuries. But just go back and look. I made it easy, and a lot of other people made it easy, but it might just be easier just because you're on my page. All you have to do is just click my page and just scroll down and look at the what's that shit called? The thumbnail, and just listen to the article. You don't even have to read it. I made it easy. I read it. I read every article straight to you, so you don't even have to read it yourself. But just go back and just the main point I'm sitting here saying is know what you hold, and then on top of that, the utility that is going that these companies are looking at. They're looking at the utility. All these big companies, these multi-billion and trillion-dollar companies, they're looking at the utility. What can and more or less the problem that it could solve for their company. And the problem that it solves for their company is that the XRP, more or less Ripple, which is the company, XRP is the product. And more or less that coin sits here and it's about to sit here and save them a whole lot of fucking money. It moves anywhere on the planet from 3 to 5 seconds, and it saves them. And the transaction cost is only less than a fraction of a penny. You could send millions, billions, trillions instead of on this Swift system, if you was to sit here and move like 5 million, you probably got to sit here and pay probably about $20,000. I'm just sitting here just giving an example. Don't take my that number like I did the calculations, but I understand what these people are sitting here going through. You understand what they're sitting here going through. You use Cash App. Cash App, let's just sit here and say for us in the United States, you send somebody $100 on Cash App, they're taking at least 5 to 10, maybe. I'm not, don't quote me on the number, but I can sit here and send XRP and you go get, they're going to take a fraction of the penny if I was to send you $100 in XRP. You don't think these banks are sitting here looking at it like that? And then the same with XLM. I look at XLM like a little brother of XRP or a little sister, whatever you want to sit here and name it as. Like, use the example as. Same thing, but it's just meant for the average person. XRP ain't sitting here and meant for us. It's meant for big banks and financial institutions. And that's why we're lucky enough to sit here and even to be able to even buy it and to even be able to hold it. But just educate yourself a little bit more, my bad, and give yourself a reminder on why you're sitting here holding this technology. It's not just a coin. Also keep in mind, it's not a stock. The market cap doesn't matter. It's about the utility. It's all about the utility and what can this coin sit here and do. It's already been said by the person that sat here and created the coin that the coin is meant to operate at $10,000. It came out of his mouth. Came out of David Schwartz's mouth that the coin is meant to operate at $10,000. Please know what you hold. It's a tier 1 asset. We just got labeled as a commodity a few weeks ago. Educate it. This ain't even just for the new people. It's for even the older people. Just so you can keep a reminder in your head. Educate yourself. Please know what you hold and what it can do for the world. And that's all I have to sit here and say. Peace.